hot trending topic online. You already know who this man is, but if you don't, go ahead and introduce yourself, G.
Dawgface Calderon, aka Dawgface TV, aka the most dangerous voice in Detroit. Uh, it's like that.
I believe they starting to understand how dangerous your voice is, man. You've been raising hell these past week or two. The last 10 days, I've been watching you going berserk, man. What's going on with you?
I'm just living life, man. I'm YouTubing. I'm a
Yeah,
YouTuber, so I'm doing what
yeah.
YouTubers do.
How's it been reestablishing your brand online? You lost a channel earlier this year, right?
Yeah, I lost a channel late last year. I believe it was November of last year when I was attacked by a bunch of hooligan rats, right? Who wanted to silence me and put my platform down. Yeah, that's what happened. So I lost it. So to answer your question, how has it been? Man, it's been effortless because what people don't understand is that YouTube is not social media. YouTube is not TikTok. YouTube is not the YouTube streets are not. They're not. It's not Instagram. It's not Facebook. YouTube is a unique place that is information based. No matter how highbrow or lowbrow the information may be, it is still information based. Unlike social media is just a light and pompous show. Put on a show. They want to see you crash and burn. They want to see you crash out. They want to see you act stupid. They want to see a show. It's like a movie. Instagram is like a movie. They want to see you put on the airs for something or for somebody.
Mhm.
YouTube is the genuine place of information. You can't type how to DIY or build to build the garage on Instagram and come up with nothing. You can't type how to reupholster a 72 Chevy on Instagram. You can't type how to pour concrete on Instagram and come up with anything. But on YouTube, right? You can go into YouTube search engine and you can type up how to build rocket fuel, how to make rocket fuel, right? How to find your way to the Antarctica,
Yeah.
right? How to book a flight. It's a genuine source of information. And so once people make the decision if they like what it is that you have to say or like how you come down on the information that you give, once they establish a relationship with you on YouTube, they're there because they want to hear your perspective about whatever the situation may be. So therefore, it is a different light. So I think I was at 60,000 followers, well on my way to 100,000 subs. Excuse me, subs. The rebuild process has been effortless, bro. They coming back.
Yeah.
I've been on other platforms too, like Discord and like Patreon too. Patreon's been. I made more money on Patreon in my first 2 months than I made over the last year on YouTube. Because Patreon is a subscription based platform, and you can set your own price points uh, in terms of what you want to charge people for a subscribership uh, to bear witness or to hear or to experience your content.
Yeah.
So I haven't been tripping about it whatsoever, bro. My YouTube channels, I think I'm over 7,000 subs now. I'm not quite sure because I don't even look at it no more. Because once a motherfucker took my page the first time, Gully, I was over that shit. Because once I saw how easy it was, once I saw how much punks YouTube was and how much punks Instagram was, I wouldn't dare put my faith or put any genuine care and concern into those platforms ever again. I feel like Donald Trump when it comes to YouTube and Instagram, bro. I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah. You raising a lot of hell just to have a little under 10,000 YouTube
That's
subscribers.
because they know me. They know me, bro. You hear me? So right, now mind you, I was at 0 subscribers less than 90 days ago. And
Yeah.
now I think I'm over 7,000. I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked, but so it is what it is. So to get 7,000 subs, I went from 700 subs in November of 23 to 60,000 subs a year later, November 24. So it's possible to go crazy in less than a year, and I know that. So I wasn't deterred or I wasn't disheartened by it, bro. Because I know that I built my brand based on my voice.
Right.
If I did it once, I can do it again. That's how I was
No
looking
doubt.
at it.
No doubt. What type of content are you offering on Patreon that would that would lead a person to pay for the subscription? Are you providing a different
I'm
level?
raising holy hell, Gully. I'm raising holy hell on that motherfucker. See, so listen, my show is Dawgface Tv. So I have different components. There's 4 different components. I have a component called Unleashed Reloaded, which is my interview segment. I
Yeah.
also have a segment called Fuck Nigga Files, sort of like Charlemagne's Donkey of the Day. If I put you in a fuck nigga file, that means you are the offender of all things sensible. So if I put
Right.
you in a fuck nigga file, that means you a hoe ass nigga and you done did hoe ass shit. So you going into the fuck nigga file Hall of Fame or Hall
Right.
of Shame. So I have my Unleashed Reloaded, which is my interview segment. I have my fuck nigga files. I have my euthanized. So my euthanized is you are past the point of getting the fuck nigga file. You need to be put down like a dog
Right.
at a pound.
Right.
Uh,
All right.
so so it is all things raw, bro. It is a raw version of me that you would find on YouTube because I can't go real raw on YouTube because I would be subjected to what I just went through in November, but them trying to strike my page and take my page down. So it is Dawgface. One thing about Patreon, it's subscription based, so you can get the issue over there.
Yeah.
I can call you a funky fat back, pickle pig feet, hog maws, and chilling, eating motherfucker over there, and ain't nothing nobody can do because it's just like cable. It's formatted just like YouTube, but it's subscription based, and there's nothing anybody can do about anything you say.
Yeah. Okay. Lately, you've been encountering a whole campaign of people trying to silence you.
Mhm.
Is this attributed to your coverage of the Demetrius Flannery third party cooperation topic?
Well, no. I wouldn't even say that, bro. People have, when it comes to the Big Meech situation, people have they want me to hear their viewpoint. They want me to hear their dissenting views on what it is I'm saying. They want to hear it, right? Uh, Me losing my channels was due to Zaytoven's manager Al Nuke. Al Nuke launched a campaign against me, where in which I'm gonna send. I already sent you parts of it. I'm gonna send you all of it, right?
Yeah.
So Al Nuke took to Instagram because he was mad about how I talked to him. He said that I had been talking to him raw for years, and he was finally tired of it.
Okay.
He was upset and angry about it. So his thing was, I'm gonna silence him by getting his platforms taken down. So he started reporting, and he started asking his fans, his Instagram followers, to attack me by reporting my content. So that's what they did. So, and then he went on Instagram and bragged about it.
Yeah.
Bragged about it.
He
And
did.
then you saw it with your own two
I think.
eyes.
Yeah, I
And
did.
then he said, well, I'm gonna tell his girl he's cheating on her. Now, this is Al Nuke from Detroit originally. He's been living in Atlanta for 15 years, and he's Zaytoven, the producer's manager. So he went on Instagram and said, I'm gonna tell your girl you cheating, you fucking hoes. I'm gonna call the police and tell the police you threatened me. He even made a dying declaration where in which he went on Instagram and said, if anything happened to me, I want the city of Detroit to burn with the ashes of Dawgface, and my daughter got money for retribution for something happening to me. I
I
sent it
heard.
to you.
I
You
heard
know
him
I ain't
say.
lying.
I seen it. Yeah, that was very
Right.
bizarre.
So
Yeah.
this is an OG. This is the Detroit OG telling my girl I'm cheating, telling his Instagram followers to report my Instagram page, my YouTube channel, and get it took down, which they did do.
Yeah.
Report it, say I was cyberbullying, harassing, and threatening them.
Right.
Crazy, nasty work.
That is crazy.
So I didn't forget your question. So of course I'm gonna get pushback when it comes to Big Meech because I'm from Detroit. I represent Detroit. Uh, So of course people are not going to like it because Big Meech is a larger than life figure. He's iconic in the world of the streets. But the truth is the truth, Gully. You hear me? The
Yeah.
truth is the truth. Look at what's hanging around your neck right there. That shit is based on, excuse me, which was hanging around your neck, that symbolism,
Yeah.
the representation of truth,
Truth. Absolutely.
right? So I'm not I'm not a person. I don't give a fuck about what they think about what I'm saying, bro. I don't live my life based on what they think and what they say about what I'm saying. I'm a YouTuber, and as such, right? I understand that people are not going to like what I'm going to say. Because
Yeah.
as a YouTuber, if you're gonna have any weight whatsoever, bro, right? Then if you're gonna report the truth, people don't want the truth to come out, bro.
Nah, they don't want the truth. They want to fight the truth.
Right. So listen, bro, say, oh, he ain't from Detroit, but he right though. His name Donald. I'm a go off because I never read comments, but I read that.
Do
So
your thing.
listen.
Yeah.
So I moved to Detroit in 1986. I was 15 years old. 1986. I went to the I shot a motherfucker in the face in Detroit and went to the training school. Right? I was in every youth home that the metropolitan Detroit area has to offer. I was in Oakland.
Y'all bear with me. Somebody trying to call his line.
Yeah. Oakland County Youth Home, Wayne County Youth Home, Washington County Youth Home. Uh, I went to prison from Detroit, 4791 Fisher. When I moved to Detroit in 86, I moved on the east side of Detroit, from the east side of Pontiac. So when the motherfuckers say, oh, he ain't from Detroit, nigga, I've been in Detroit for these niggas was born, stumping hard. Went to
Right.
prison from Detroit, did 17 summers straight, representing Detroit, putting on from Detroit. I was Chris X. I was a member of the Nation of Islam. My
No doubt.
entire time I was in the penitentiary. So when the motherfuckers say, "Oh, he ain't from Detroit," prove it. I've been to Detroit giving these niggas hell since 1986. What year is it right now? It's
2025.
2025. 86 and 2000 is 14 years. It's 2025. 14 plus 25, 39. I've been in Detroit 40 years.
Yeah.
I ain't from where?
It's a
How
little
long?
bit late.
How long do you have to be from somewhere? How long do you have to live somewhere in order to be from somewhere? And I've done more for Detroit's hip hop scene in the last 15 years. You can't name a motherfucker who's done more for Detroit's hip hop scene in the last 10 years than me. I'm in the conversations. That's why every time there's an award that comes up, the most influential motherfucker, 2024, Dawgface TV, as voted on by my peers. So when the motherfuckers say, "Oh, you ain't from Detroit," my nigga, I don't need. And listen, you have motherfuckers who are from Detroit who moved to Atlanta, moved to Houston, move all over the place, right? How long? How long do you have to be out of Detroit before you lose your credibility of being from Detroit?
Right.
How long do you have to live in Detroit before a motherfucker from Detroit starts to accept you as a Detroiter? And on top of that, I don't give a fuck about being accepted by these hoe ass niggas. What you do is, I'm a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
What this nigga say? What high school you went to? I went to Kettering. I went to Kettering. I went to King. I moved down here when I was 15. Think I ain't go to school? Then I went to training school and got my GED. Next question.
Yeah. Let's stop trying to discredit my guest, man. His
No, don't worry
accreditation
about it.
was
Let him
already
go.
well
Hey,
put together
listen.
before he
Hey,
got here.
listen.
And
Hey,
this ain't his
listen.
first time on the platform. Go ahead.
No, let me tell you something, Gully. Can't discredit me. He said, you away from where you from. You okay, watch this. I'm in Detroit right now. So if you're in Detroit, down at Walter Jr., I'm at my office right now, 15,000 Harper. I'm in 42 Hood. Like 42, like 42 Dub. I'm in
Yeah.
42 Hood right now. Okay.
That's his last comment. I just kicked him out the chat. I ain't gonna have that
All
shit
right.
up in my discussion. But look, right? How are people receiving your coverage of Big Meech? I seen one of your early videos, and you said that he owes people an explanation.
He absolutely does because of who he is and because who they think he is and what they think they mean to him. He owns his family, his friends. He owns his comrades, his partners of explanation, even if it's not about the general public, because who gives a fuck about the YouTube streets? Nobody gives a fuck about us YouTubers. We
Yeah,
don't know anything. They don't
yeah.
care about us. But listen, being that he is who he is, man, nobody's bigger than the program. So just like we would hold anybody else's feet to the fire, just like we would call anybody else to the table, to the mat about behaviors that we discover about them that's not necessarily right, he's not bigger than the program. And the fact that people think that he is bigger than the program is a problem, bro. It's a problem
Yeah, that's
because
what gets
niggas,
me,
niggas
man.
call niggas call niggas in their own neighborhoods rats without no evidence,
Yeah,
without no proof, just because they don't like them. So you
yeah,
mean to tell me a motherfucker who you don't know, you've never met, you only read about him in the Source magazine, you only seen him on documentaries on YouTube, you don't know Big Meech from nowhere. The fact that
nah,
you're willing to give him a pass when you don't give niggas in your own hood a pass is strangely it is ridiculous in the very notion of its conception that you would be willing to give a motherfucker a pass just because he's a so-called hood iconic figure and you don't want to be known as a motherfucker to speak against him because you scared, you bitch ass niggas.
yeah. I think the whole fanfare surrounding him is crazy. That's often the people in my comments. It seems like they go above and beyond trying to create a scenario that will justify that paperwork that's floating around with his name in it.
Mm-hmm.
That when you read the paperwork, it reads as him being a participant. A participant. He should have been charged, in my opinion. He should have been charged with Cuffy. And I don't understand how his name was mentioned in these documents, but he was never served with any charges and shit. Can you
Mm-hmm.
explain? Could you explain your perception on this whole scenario?
Yeah, I can explain it. So here's what happened. So Big Meech took Tammy Collins into his confidence, who is a undisputed heavyweight champion DEA informant. What she is. Tammy Collins worked initially to take down a brother named Terry White, who's from
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Right.
Yeah.
She did such a good job of being a federal informant in that case, no pay. There was no incentive other than wanting to do the right thing, according to her. She took down Terry White. She did such a good job that her controller, he put her in for a special accommodation to give her a bonus, even though she did it initially for no pay. Right?
Right.
This same woman made Big Meech's acquaintance somehow, some way. We ain't gonna get into all the nebulae about that. But she became Big Meech's point person while he was serving his federal sentence. She became his ambassador. She became his point person. If you wanted to talk to Big Meech, you would get in contact with her, and she could get a response from Big Meech faster than his mama could.
Right.
She can get a response for you from Big Meech faster than his kids could. Right? So when her initial handler from DEA, Jack Harvey, right, who worked on the Terry White case and who's also was the main lead agent to take down BMF. When Jack Harvey retired, his replacement, his name was Keith Cromer. Jack Harvey told Keith Cromer what a special case Tammy Cowins was.
Right.
So one of the first acts of business that Keith Cromer did was he reached out to Tammy Collins and said, "Hey, we're interested and we want you to keep on working with us." She asked him, "What do you want me to do?" And he said, "Well, we're going to switch your focus and we want you to focus on Mexicans and Latinos and Hispanics, cartel members, right? And when you do, you don't have to worry about retribution because once we catch these motherfuckers up, we're going to deport them. So you don't have to worry about knocking off drug dealers, same hood, and them knowing who you are, because we want you to focus on motherfuckers who, once we catch them up and prosecute them, we're going to deport their motherfucking ass, right?"
Right. Right.
So she said, "Well, what do you want?" "Well, you want money? No. You want a new car? No. You want witness protection? No. You want a big house on the hill? No. You want jewelry? No. Diamonds? No. Gold? No. Stocks? No. Bearer bonds? No. IRA? No. A vacation place in the Hamptons? No. A place on Star Island? Because the fans get all that shit. No. You want a high-rise penthouse apartment in Las Vegas? No. Well, what do you want, Tammy Collins? "I want a time cut for Demetrius Flannery, aka Big Meech. If I agree to work with you, all I want for you to put under my Christmas tree. And in my stocking is a time cut for Demetrius Flannery, aka
Right.
Big Meech. So whatever work that she put in, and his response was, we can work on that. Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Right.
We can work on that. So everything that she did in the capacity as an informant for the DEA from that moment forward, she did it with the understanding that whatever work she put in, it would benefit Demetrius Flannery. Now, in the court of law, we call that a prima facie case. On the surface of that alone, that's some hell of a shit, Gully.
Absolutely.
That ain't no normal shit. So you don't give a fuck about putting your life at risk, setting up Mexican cartel members. One of the most feared force in the criminal element in the United States of America. It ain't the Italian mob. It ain't no pork chop eating ass niggas. It's the drug cartel. What are we talking about here? Right? So, Big Meech tells her about Fidel Suarez, who he had met in 2005 in the St. Clair jail, which is right outside of Detroit. He tells her about Fidel Suarez. Now, initially, she's supposed to be just working with Cuffy out of St. Louis to help shop a deal for the rights to BMF and Meech's life story. Gully?
Right.
Right? Big Meech puts her in contact with Cuffy. Big Meech,
You breaking up, dog. Y'all bear with us. I think he getting a phone call or something like that. If I have to, I'm gonna tap him back in. Just bear with me a second. Dog, y'all bear with us a second. Think he got a phone call or his phone went dead. Whatever the case, we're gonna get him back on here. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get the notifications, and make sure y'all subscribe to Dawgface TV. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a minute or two. He should pop back in and shit. This is a discussion that we needed to have. This is a YouTuber that I've been working with. If y'all follow the channel, we started working together back in the summer and shit. He does a lot of coverage on Detroit content. Does great research. He just texted me. He said his phone died. We're gonna give him a minute or two. And I wanted to get him on here because y'all know that his opinions, they ain't gonna contain no sugarcoat. He's from Detroit, and a lot of people they totally against what he doing. They totally against what he doing because Meech, of course, represents Detroit. Even though he's not from Detroit, he's from Ecorse, Michigan, and shit. That's outside of Detroit. It's funny that people try to discredit Dawgface and say you're not from Detroit. Meech ain't from Detroit either. I just wanted to put that out there. But we gonna give him a few minutes to see if he can tap back in. The link is still live, dog. Mark Coleman said, "Ain't no one or nobody bigger than the code. We all disappointed, but facts are facts. We're in front of you talking to the police. It better be in the public over a ticket." Planet Plainfield, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let Meech live. He's a grown ass man. He was a boss way before 50 came into the picture. No, we not gonna let him live. We not. We covering this shit. You know why? Y'all want to hear it, and that's what we do. We bring y'all the content that y'all want to see and hear and shit. So no, we not giving him no passes. We not. We actually glad that this shit is unfolding because you know what? We already covered this shit like 2, 3 years ago, and y'all wasn't really believing anything. Y'all wasn't really accepting everything that we was bringing to y'all. So it took for 50 Cent to post it to resuscitate this whole topic, but this shit been going on. Y'all called Cuffy a liar. Y'all called his daughter Tamara a liar. Y'all didn't believe none of it because of y'all infatuation with BMF. But we live in the real life here. We live in the real world. And niggas don't be wanting to do 30 years. That's just the truth. People don't know it's placed outside Detroit, just like any other state. Got different spots: Queens, Harlem, Brooklyn, Compton, Oakland. Thank you. He said they acting like it's breaking news. It really ain't. It really ain't breaking news. It's something that we've been covered way back in the summertime. We covered this way back in the summertime, so don't act like this is new. Y'all already know that this been going on. It just took for somebody of 50 Cent's magnitude to repost it, and 50 Cent he's been aware of this shit. It was no way possible that he missed the first wave of interviews with Blue Da Vinci, Cuffy's movie trailer. Cuffy's movie trailer was uploaded to this channel. His documentary trailer was uploaded to this channel almost probably a little over 2 years ago. There's no way in hell 50 Cent missed all of that. So what he did was he said to himself, the nigga ain't tell on me. I'm just here to deliver a story. I done invested money into his son. We trying to execute a plan. And I ain't gonna say shit about it as long as he don't rock the boat. The minute he rocked the boat, you seen what happened. People just mad hurt. That man used his escape route. He broke the code. He took down way more people in Cuffy. That's like saying let Takashi 6ix9ine live, let Alpo live. Nah, Meech knew better. This is the truth. He just didn't think he was gonna get caught. He thought he would be able to stand behind Tammy Collins and nobody would notice. But the real truth is, Meech and his brother was way too high profile to receive any type of escape route. People was gonna question it. Why did everybody else do 30 years? Why did everybody else do all of that time? Rayful did 30, and he told. Nicky Barnes did 25 or 30, and he told. Alpo did 25, and he told. Why was these guys able to get out early? And they had way more dope than Alpo. So it didn't make any sense. People was going to question it no matter what. J Dub says people worried about the wrong things. There's so much BS going on in the world. Y'all worried about Big Meech did 20 years ago. If that's how you feel, you shouldn't be in this discussion. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. You know why? Because we concerned about it. And at this point, the show goes on. Welcome back, Dawgface. I
All
was
right,
holding,
my
I was
bad.
yeah. They thought these niggas in these comments, they think Meech getting off the hook. They talking about y'all worried about some shit that happened 20 years ago.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa! Hey, there's no time limit on a nigga doing bitch shit, and it wasn't 20 years ago. Fuck is you talking about? This is 2000. What is 2016, 17, 20 years ago? Can you add, nigga?
yeah,
Can you
yeah.
add? It's 2025. Fuck is you talking about? Nigga got a 30 ball. And it's easy for you to say because it's not your family. It's easy for you to say, who cares? Why y'all worried about it? Because it's not your family. If it was your family, then you would be worried about it. So that just tells you the overall mind state of these niggas. The overall mind state of the black community now is, he ain't tell on me, but they say that shit until it's them. When it's
Until it's
you
done.
or somebody
Right.
you love that's been put in a trick bag like that, then you got an issue with the shit. So when you say getting off the hook, How you gonna get off the hook? That paperwork on the floor.
It's on the flow.
It's on the floor. They
It's on
sound
the
stupid.
flow.
But see, and listen, when you look at the comments, it really the comments are indicative of the mind state of the people who who are operating the same environment we in. So those comments should be a lesson to niggas thinking about getting into the street. If you a young motherfucker and you thinking about not going to college, you thinking about giving up on your dreams, you thinking about getting in the street, look at these niggas saying it's cool to be ratted on. It's cool to be a rat. If you a YN, if you a young nigga, all you gotta do is read these comments and look at all these people make justifications and excuses for motherfuckers who done did wrong. So when you, young nigga, get in the position where you get caught up and a nigga tell on you, the same niggas in these comments who saying it's okay, they gonna be saying it's okay about you. Stupid ass nigga.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go on. Let's go on.
Let's
We
get
gotta
it.
go on. Let's go on. Tell them what Meech did, and tell them why
Okay,
we.
so this
Yeah.
is what Meech did. Meech was tired of being in prison, bro. If y'all can remember back in 2018, there was a lot of noise being made about Big Meech coming home.
Coming home. Yeah,
That
I
was in
said that.
2018. Is it a coincidence that all this shit with Cuffy and Fidel Flores, it culminated, it exploded in 2017, 18? That's a coincidence? If if you believe that's a coincidence, I got some land to sell you in the Okefenokee swamp, nigga.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I thought I saw pretty cat ass niggas. The
Right.
niggas who believe that is true is the same niggas who still believe in Santa Claus. Right? It ain't that much coincidence in the world, so let me get to the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is this. The heart of the matter is that Tammy Collins agreed to continue to work with the DEA in exchange for a time cut for Big Meech. Why would this woman agree to put herself in harm's way for nothing more than for a time cut for a motherfucker that she don't even know? She was a part of the bust down crew when BMF for the BMF indictment. She was Blue Da Vinci bitch. Why would you put yourself, you have to ask yourself, why would you put yourself in harm's way when they want you to focus on setting up cartel members? Why would you put yourself in harm's way for nothing other than a time cut for Big Meech? That don't even make no sense on the
It don't.
face of it without even So she has a daughter. She has a mama. You gonna go up against the cartel? You ain't asking for no protection. You ain't asking for no relocation. You ain't asking for no special circumstances and special protection. And we know she ain't get it because the federal government was the one who exposed her to begin with. And that's how Cuffy them found out that was in fact her at CSI-1. So here's what happened was, it's called third party cooperation. And so for all you people, everybody in Gully land, that ain't possible. That ain't true. My nigga, every day motherfuckers who have family members who are in bad situations. Every day you have John Q L7 square motherfuckers who learn about certain criminal activity, who will give that criminal activity to law enforcement in exchange for time. Not no, bro. Not the fact. Not, hold on. Let's get to the fact. K1. I'll be watching what they be saying, but listen.
Go ahead.
Tammy Collins agreed to work in a continuous relationship with the federal government in exchange for a time cut with Big Meech. Keith Cromer didn't say, I can't do that. He said, we're going to work on it. We can make that happen. So what she did was, right, they launched a play to set up Fidel Suarez, which was right on par because Tammy Collins' new instructions was to work with the feds to set up
Mexicans.
Mexicans.
Right.
Duh! This shit ain't rocket science, right? So we have a Mexican ready to go. And mind you, this is a Mexican who's connected to the cartel who Big Meech met in the county jail. So it ain't like Big Meech got no history with this nigga. What do we give a fuck about giving him up? So is it a coincidence that Big Meech has a Mexican? And the Mexican is what they want Tammy Collins to focus on? But you need another party, because the Mexican by itself, he don't get you there. You need somebody else on the
Need
other
a
end of that
need
equation.
you need a buyer.
You need a buyer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cuffy, who was the person who showed Big Meech how to really move a bag. There would be no BMF as the world knows it right now without St. Louis's contribution. BMF is not just a Detroit thing, bro. It's not. When Big Meech and T left Detroit, or when Big Meech left Detroit, went to Atlanta, then went to migrated to LA, BMF wasn't what it is. If there was no BMF as a group by name. Don't get the reality of the situation mixed up with the TV show. There was when they left Detroit, they wasn't called BMF, bro. They came back to Detroit with that name and started spreading it around. So let me get to the heart of the matter. So Tammy Cowins, she asserts and she initially testified to, and she was recorded, filmed, and she signed the affidavit stating this, right? Because they wanted wiretap on Cuffy. Because Meech had used Tammy to put Fidel Suarez, the Mexican cartel motherfucker, into a drug buy with Cuffy, right? So they wanted to surveil Cuffy. So how do you surveil somebody? Through electronic monitoring, wiretap, satellite tracking. What's the other shit they do? When you track a motherfucker. Uh,
GPS.
GPS tracking. They wanted access to his trash. So they doing trash searches at any property that he was known to be in or to frequent or owned. They going through all the trash and all the properties looking for travel information, looking for any receipts that would give them any indication or to help them build a case of drug trafficking and conspiracy. That's what they did, right? So when the indictment came down, right before the indictment came down, they tried to secure a wiretap. They used an affidavit by Tammy Collins, co-executive producer of the Stars series BMF. They used her testimony by way of an affidavit, wherein which she stated that Demetrius Flannery, from inside the federal penitentiary, used her as a proxy to facilitate a drug deal between Fidel Castro in California and DION Cuffy GATLING in St. Louis. She swore to that and she testified to that. So here's why this is important, Gully. In her affidavit, she only has one affidavit. I spoke to Sean G yesterday, right? And we went over this.
Yeah.
But the affidavit is not an affidavit until it is signed and submitted to the court. That's
Right.
when your statement about whatever it is you're witnessing to becomes recognized by the court of law. So let's just stop right there.
Right.
In her sworn affidavit, she said that Big Meech, this is how his name get the paperwork. See, this is where all the confusion. Well, Big Meech didn't get up on the stand and testify. Big Meech didn't write no statement. Yeah, Big Meech did what they call reindeer game, nigga. He third party. He used this chick as a proxy. He used her as his agent to do his dirty dealings. And she was game for it because she had already worked in the capacity to get niggas knocked down anyway.
Yeah.
So
Did
this
this to
right
a
up.
did this to a friend of his, by the way.
Yeah, listen, Cuffy Gatlin, there would be no BMF. Cuffy Gatlin is the first one who put $1 million cash in Big Meech and Southwest T hand. He the one who schooled Meech on how to properly move that work. That's who Cuffy didn't work for being. See, there's a school of thought. There's some rationale. Oh, he worked for Big Meech. Nigga, if I put $1 million in your hand, how do I work for you? If I open up my city to you, I'm the Don Dollar of this motherfucker. I'm the motherfucking, I'm the Vito Corleone of my city. I don't work for you. I schooled you. I taught you how to move that bag, nigga.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with these niggas? Does that sound like he worked for him? He never took no instruction from Big Meech. Big Meech never ordered him around like he ordered a couple of these other niggas around. They were friends. They were mutual friends. Cuffy was a millionaire long before he met Meech. The cases that he caught before this situation, and after this situations, tells you what kind of motherfucker he was. He was a monster down there in St. Louis, undisputed. They wanted him, but they could never catch him on this particular situation. But he had already been in prison. He already did 10-year bids. So he wasn't a nice guy. He didn't work for me. He was his own man. He was his own boss. So their relationship wasn't a boss worker relationship. It was a boss to boss relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that these niggas got mixed up. So let me continue. Tammy Collins, she writes out an affidavit, initial affidavit stating that Demetrius Flannery, from inside a federal correctional facility, had her orchestrate a drug deal between DION, Cuffy, GATLING in St. Louis, and Fidel Suarez, a Mexican cartel member, who, by the way, nobody knows where this nigga is right now, by the way. Right? Think about that for a second. Right, we get back to that.
Shit.
She testified that Big Meech had her set up the deal for the purposes of getting them knocked down. We already know for a fact, according to federal transcripts, that she said that all she wanted in exchange for Big Meech, in exchange for her cooperation to set up Mexicans, cartel members, was for a tag from Big Meech. Mm. So she swore under oath, she testified, and she filed an affidavit saying that Big Meech had her do it. When Cuffy filed for a Frank's hearing, and he was granted his request. Two things. He filed a motion to get a Frank's hearing. The judge granted his motion for the Frank's hearing. During the Frank's hearing, they had to turn over the discovery, and the discovery is the information, the evidence that you use, right, to justify going to a judge and the judge grant you a search warrant. And from a search warrant, it turns into wiretapping, electronic surveillance, GPS tracking, going through all this trash sweeps and all that kind of shit, right?
Right.
So Cuffy wanted to challenge the information because where you get this from? How can you said I did what? They challenged it, the wiretap, and all the information gathered under the wiretap in his Frank's hearing. So in the Frank's hearing, it comes out because now the government has to show and prove what evidence did you use to secure
The
a search
wiretap.
warrant from a judge.
Yeah.
So during the Frank's hearing, they had to present what they used. And it comes out that they used a sworn affidavit from Tammy Collins. And inside this affidavit, it says Big Demetrius Flannery had me arrange a drug deal between Cuffy and Fidel Suarez, the Mexican drug cartel member who she had already agreed to continue to work for the DEA for the sole purpose. Her mission now was to set up Mexicans and Hispanics. You don't find that strange at all? Okay, so let's keep moving forward.
They said his name. I don't know why I
So
don't know
no,
why they keep.
let's play games with these niggas for a minute. Let's play games with them for a minute, Gully, because we here for the shit. We're here for the shit, Gully. Right?
Yeah.
So listen. So in court, they hear this out loud for the first time. So now it's solidified. Cuffy thought that he knew. Because when you get indicted, when they saying what you did, what? It ain't no rocket science, but he ain't got no proof, no hardcore proof until this Frank's hearing when they have to show and prove how they convinced that judge to give them that wiretap.
Yeah.
So it comes out. So when Cuffy hear it, the courtrooms was open up until this day. After this hearing right here, after she was put out there From that point forward, all the court proceedings was closed to the public. News, everything. Because now Big Meech's name in it. So they shut it down. So listen. So Cuffy, he sends certified mail to Big Meech. They know he got it. Through Cuffy, through his lawyer, sent Big Meech certified mail, get a sign for it.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I don't know if you know this or not, but are you aware that your name is in this legal paperwork and they're stating that you used Tammy Collins to set up me and Fidel Castro? Are you aware of just what this bitch is saying? He sent the correspondence to Big Meech. Big Meech never responded. Let me clear up another thing. People are saying that Cuffy wanted Big Meech to testify in the case that he caught after that about some murders. He never wanted Big Meech to testify on that. He never wanted Big Meech to come to court to speak on that because Big Meech, he'd been in prison. How would you know anything about some shit that just happened? He never wanted Big Meech to come to court and testify about some shit that had nothing to do with him. He wanted Big Meech to testify about what this bitch was saying about he did. That's the truth. So there's a lot of misinformation being circulated and being disseminated around to try to throw a smoke screen on, bro. They say, looking like, what's wrong with your teeth, bro? Oh, nothing.
Let me
Nothing.
get him up out of
They
here.
perfect. No, leave him in there. Nothing. Nothing.
I don't be wanting them type of niggas in my chat
It's all
disrupting
good,
my chat.
bro.
Hey.
So listen, none of my shit, it ain't no veneers. It ain't no veneers, motherfucker. But it's all good. So the prettiest white teeth you've ever seen, ain't it? Yeah, ain't it? Yeah. So listen, so Big Meech never responded to Cuffy's inquiry about whether or not he knew that Tammy Collins put his name in the paperwork, citing him as the principal figure who set him up. He never responded.
Right.
To this day, he has not responded. So as everything come out and we knowing what's going on now, Tammy Collins got nervous when the DEA outed her. They get nervous, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when she got nervous, the first thing she went to do is she went to complain to the federal prosecutors, the U.S. attorneys, about what was going on. She complained to her handlers, Keith Cromer, who she was in a sexual relationship with.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know how they found out about her being in a sexual relationship with Keith Cromer?
How?
Well, two things happened same time. At the conclusion of investigation, if you're an agent working with any form of federal law enforcement, Gully, you have to turn over any electronic devices that they gave you.
Yeah.
They gave her cell phones, they gave her computers. She had to turn them over.
Yeah.
She erased the videos and pictures out of them. But you know, when the feds get the equipment back, the computers and cell phones and all
Nah, they can
electronic
get all that
devices,
shit.
they
They
go
get
into
all.
the hard drive, nigga.
Yeah.
My brother, not you, but just not,
Yeah.
yeah. They go into the hard drive. You can never really erase that out no phone, bro, or off no computer because it's in the hard drive. They found in the hardware of the phone videos and pictures of her sucking and fucking Keith Cromer in hotel rooms all over the country.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's
So,
crazy.
yeah, it's true. He did hire Cuffy's wife hired a private investigator through his attorney to follow her around. So they discovered that too. But when they did that, they didn't want to listen to that because they presented evidence of Tammy coming out of the hotel rooms with Keith Cromer, but the feds been trying to hear that shit. But when you turned that hardware, the phones, the computers in, they couldn't get around that because the IT personnel found the shit and they reported what they found on the phones and on the computers. So they couldn't get around that. So that's true.
Ain't that a bitch?
So listen. So people are saying now, right? In the way to justify it, they're saying Tammy's not credible. You can't believe nothing she's saying. At what point did you make that determination? The feds, the feds found that bitch real
Very
credible.
credible. They got convictions from her. Yeah.
Convictions.
Yeah.
They found the shit real credible, right? So now they saying, because the world is just now learning that Tammy Collins was a DEA informant, right? So they're
Right.
saying she's not credible now because they see her working in a concerted effort with 50 Cent to expose the truth about her relationship with Big Meech.
Let me
Now,
ask you something. Do
go
you
ahead.
think she decided to work with 50 Cent as far as exposing him because he got out of jail and he went to be with his baby mother?
One reason, yeah,
That's what
one
I
reason.
thought. That's what I
So
thought.
people, well, you can't believe her because she's a woman scorned. You ain't never heard there's no hell like a woman scorned? Just because, even if she is a woman scorned, even if that is true 100%, that still don't take away from the fact that nigga a rat.
It don't.
That still don't. She listen. Let me tell you something, Gully. She a DEA informant when all this shit going on, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, breaking news. She recorded her conversations with Big Meech.
Oh my
She
God.
has conversations with Big Meech where they're discussing the details of
Of
setting
putting
these
some-
plays up. That's why 50 Cent said the worst thing you could have ever did was let her go back to the street.
Yeah. Yeah,
Worst thing you ever did.
he was supposed to guard her with his life.
Yes, bro. Yes.
God damn.
Absolutely. Right? So people say, well, man, 50 Cent wrong because 50 Cent knew he was a rat, so he still dealt with him. 50 Cent knew that Tammy Collins was an informant, but he still dealt with her. Nigga, we ain't selling dope. I'm in the entertainment business. How in the fuck you think Whitey Bulger's film get made? How in the fuck you think they made films about
Sammy the
that
Bull.
right, Jiminy Bull?
Yeah.
I'm in the we ain't friends, nigga. I'm in the entertainment business. If I come across a story that I think is a story I can make some money off of, I'm going to try to get the funding to get some money. Well, he got $150 million to stars for BMF the series. So you mean tell me that I'm not going to go get $150 million because I discovered a nigga's a snitch?
That don't make no
That
sense.
don't make no sense.
Don't make dollars.
That don't make no sense. What? Okay, if I knew for a fact from the very beginning that he was a snitch and Tammy Collins was a DEA agent, we ain't selling dope. We are okay. So Jay Z has Desiree Perez, right?
Yeah.
We ain't selling dope. She a businesswoman. Blah
Ain't
blah blah
nobody
blah blah.
getting out of jail early because of her presence.
And I'm not even justifying that. I'm
Yeah.
just simply saying this. Well, 50 Cent knew he was a rat. That matters if 50 Cent is in the gang selling dope, thugging, gang banging, committing crimes. That matter. Well, he used to be in the street. There are a lot of motherfuckers who used to be a whole lot of shit, bro. This is a TV series. Y'all came to me. I secured the money. I paid you for his life rights, right?
Yeah.
If Big Meech come home and Big Meech is broke, that's Big Meech's problem. That's Big Meech's problem. Because how you ain't got no money, Big Meech, when Tammy Collins, your ambassador, your point person, your executive secretary, you signed over power of attorney and the rights to your
Life right.
story to BMF and your image and your likeness. You signed it over to her. So if you ain't got no money, nigga, that ain't on 50 Cent.
Yeah.
It's on the people who you put in charge of your affairs.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
That's who it is. So is 50 Cent wrong for if he knew about it and he didn't out it? How could 50 Cent not know? No. The question is, how could the niggas who deal with Big Meech on an everyday basis not know? That's the motherfucking question.
That's the question. Why are they acting like they don't know anything? Like this is and they still ain't saying nothing. They still ain't saying nothing. Nobody said anything except for Blue. And I believe had Big Meech not called Blue a snitch to Jay Diggs and others, I don't think Blue Da Vinci ever would have said anything. I think that he held Big Meech in a high regard, probably even loved him. And even though he did what he did, he wouldn't have said anything until they started to point the fingers at Blue.
Gully TV, let me paint a picture for you, brother. Let me be your Rembrandt for just a brief second, brother.
Let's do it.
So, well, Cuffy ain't in jail for that. He in jail for some murders and some other shit. So, Tammy Collins submitted an affidavit stating that Demetrius Flannery told her to orchestrate a drug deal between Cuffy and Fidel Suarez. Cuffy was more of a brother to Big Meech than Southwest T was. They were brothers, genuine brothers. They moved their families to Atlanta together at the same time, bro.
Yeah.
Right? So the information they used after they threw out the case, they didn't throw out the case because Tammy Collins submitted a contrary affidavit, which blew their case up, because she did fill out a second piece of paper, but she never signed it and she never submitted it to the court of law. Because if she had signed it and submitted a retraction, then Cuffy's attorneys would have did what? They would have grabbed it post haste and went and filed for a hearing to dismiss the initial affidavit that they used to get the wiretap.
Right.
Without that, they
Right.
would have impeached her. They would have
Right.
impeached her testimony. They would have impeached her statement, and they would have impeached her original affidavit. And when you impeach that original affidavit, then all of the evidence that you acquired, utilizing that under the auspices of utilizing that affidavit, you have to dismiss. And once you dismiss them, you dismiss all the wiretap information, all the phone calls, all the text messages. Once that's dismissed, there is no case against Cuffy. And during the wiretap, they were able to glean other information that they used to prosecute Cuffy later. The information that they got from the illegal wiretap that we now know is illegal, because she said that she changed her mind on it, they would have to throw all that out. So therefore, they wouldn't have had grounds to pursue Cuffy on what Cuffy's locked up for right motherfucking now. Now, what Big Meech can do right now, Big Meech, I'm gonna give you your out. Because everybody's wondering how Big Meech can get out of this, right? Big Meech, fill out an affidavit right now saying that Tammy Collins lied on you and you never used her to orchestrate a drug deal between Fidel Suarez, who you knew she ain't knowing, and Cuffy, whose acquaintance she met because he was using his money to do screenplays for your life story to secure a deal for you so it can benefit you. Big Meech, fill out an affidavit saying she lying and present that to the feds because her original affidavit still stands.
Yeah.
If we strike that original affidavit down, then even the information they found or they became aware of through the wiretap that was put forth because of the initial because of the initial situation, they had to throw it all out right now. Cuffy would be free right now because the heart of his case is the information that they gathered from the original wiretap. So Big Meech, fill out an affidavit saying Tammy Collins is lying. Simple. So they saying, so they saying, I'm gonna read this comment. But you telling Doug and other Detroit rappers not to perform at Meek show, they not selling dope. No, it's not hypocritical. They ain't getting paid. It's a charity concert. They're doing it for free. Stupid ass nigga.
That was one of the next questions I wanted to ask you.
I'm listening.
You've covered prior to this a lot of hip hop artists from Detroit, and there's a lot of hip hop artists from Detroit on that flyer to appear at that concert.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel they accepting this truth that you presenting online?
Well, we've had the majority of the artists from Detroit pull out already. There are a couple of guys who are still saying they're gonna go rock, and that's their right to do so.
Yeah,
Right. So let's make it plain on Gully TV. It's their right to do whatever they think is best seeming for themselves.
yeah,
And because you because you do it, because you do go down there, I don't make you no rat.
it don't.
They don't make you no rat because you go perform at that concert. You're doing him a favor. Now, can we question the wisdom behind doing that? Probably could. Because if I was your manager and with all of this shit going on, I would tell my client, wait until the smoke clears before you lend your name
To
and
this,
credibility to something like this. Because on the surface, they're selling it to the world as if y'all are vouching for how solid he is.
yeah,
So I'm saying that on Gully TV, and I want you, if you can, when you get through with this, clip that out. Let me go on the record of saying this for any artist from Detroit or otherwise. I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna talk about you did it. I'm
yeah.
not gonna call you no rat because just because you go support Big Meech out of whatever loyalty you think you have to him or for him, or whatever vision you have in your mind about growing up admiring him or seeing him as this mythological, larger than life creature, that's on you, bro. If you believe in Santa Claus, I'm
That's
cool
on
with
you.
you believing in old Saint Nick. I'm the Grinch. Boo, nigga. I'm cool with that. No, but seriously, Gully, I just want to go on the record right now by saying this. Hey, listen, the majority of the Detroit artists who were on that flyer, they pulled out, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did they make public statements saying that
No, they did make because they ain't gonna. They don't want to shoot.
you getting this from the YouTube
They
streets?
have. I'm no. I ain't getting a motherfucking thing from the YouTube streets. I'm getting it from their management.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
getting it from them. I'm
o-
Dawgface. I'm in the music business.
okay,
I'm that.
okay.
I'm in the music business,
Yeah,
right? uh April, me and Helen are going to Tampa Bay for the networking DJ appreciation brunch. We're inviting DJs and artists from all across the country to come down to Tampa Bay in April. The flyers on my Instagram page, Dawgface TV Podcast. We going crazy. We calling artists from all across the country to come down and to descend on the great city of Tampa Bay for the ultimate networking, music industry networking event. But yeah, for the artists who are from Detroit or from anywhere else who are still thinking about who are flying to Miami right now to have a good time to perform at the first annual Rodent Music Festival.
since you've been doing your coverage,
Yes.
um, you send me some documents of some people professing to be some people that's trying to silence you. Do you care to
Yes.
elaborate on that?
Yeah, well, 4 or 5 days ago, I received a phone call from the gentleman who said he's from a law firm called Marshalls and Associate, right? Uh, he said that, hey, I don't know if you know or not, but your name is on the docket. Somebody is going to file a class action litigation against you for defamation, libel, slander, and a couple more things. So I hung up on the motherfucker,
Yeah,
right? I hung up on like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear that shit. Tell them niggas come on with it. I got a lawyer. Fuck him, right?
right.
He called me back. When he called me back, he said, hey, I ain't trying to be rude, nothing. I'm just trying to clue you in or some shit. So then I press record, right? Okay. So I'm like, okay, what's this about? Because now I'm listening, because I'd be a fool not to listen to what he's saying when he's saying somebody trying to sue me. Because somebody have already threatened to sue me. Street Lord Wine, bitch ass. Don't bleep that out. Fat back, pickle pig feet, pickle pig, hog maw, and shit and eat that.
Yeah, various
Right?
portions. Go ahead.
So I'm talking to the guy on the phone. So I'm recording this shit. Like, what the fuck? So he said, I said, well, who? Who is this trying to who is this trying to sue me? He said, Lil Meech, Al Nuke, Curtis Franklin is his name, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Zaytoven's manager. The one who said he gonna call my wife and tell my wife I'm cheating. That him. That him. The one who called the police on me told me he gonna see me at the prison. Him.
Yeah.
Right? Right. So I'm listening to him. So I said, oh yeah, he said, yeah, I'm looking at the paperwork right now. So I said, okay, send it to me, let me see it. So he said, now, mind you, how he get my phone number, I'll never know because I don't know who he is. Right? So he says, is your email blah, blah, blah? I'm like, yeah. My email is not on my Instagram. It's not on my social media nowhere. You hear me? But I'm not hard to find because I'm Dawgface, bro. It ain't hard to find. You hear me?
Right.
So he said, well, okay, I'm gonna send it to you right now. I say, okay, call me back. Say, I'm gonna call you back when you get to reading it. So I looked at it. So the paperwork that I got said Big Meech, Little Meech, Al Nuke, Street Lord Wine. Those they're publicly known as monikers, right? So when I
Mm-hmm.
saw the paperwork, I wasn't originally taken aback by the fact that it didn't have their government names on it because Street Lord Juan sent me a cease and desist, which is the precursor to filing a civil litigation to me, stating that I had defamed and harassed him, right? And
Right.
he didn't put his real name, Dewan Wren. He had Street Lord Juan on it. So when I saw their entertainment names or their public or their street names, that didn't throw me for a loop because Street Lord Juan already sent me a cease and desist that you have with his street name on it.
Yeah.
So it didn't throw me for a loop. So the first thing I did was I took the shit, screenshot it, put it on my motherfucking Instagram. Like, look at this whole shit right here. No, take that back. The first thing I did was I sent it to my lawyer. And I sent you the email.
Yeah. I
Where I
got it.
sent the shit to my lawyer. I said, hey, listen, a lawyer called me by the name of Bing 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 from Marshall and Associates or whatever, and he said I got some litigation pending. My lawyer, I sent it to my lawyer, I put it on Instagram. And then the lady, the lawyer's name who's on the documents, right? I went to her Instagram and I put it in her DM. Look, baby girl, is this you? Right? She responded. That ain't me. That's somebody pretend that's against the law, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right. Here go the name. Here
Yeah.
go the lawyer. Here go handle your business. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So when Al Nuke bitch ass posted, oh, this some fraudulent shit, I'd already sent her the shit long before he did. She already had it, Gully. I sent the shit directly to her. I sent it to my lawyer, her, Drew the DM, through her. I sent it to her.
Right.
You can post what I sent to her and post what Al New post. Look at the timestamps. I sent it to her before he did. I ain't trying to hide nothing about this shit. I sent it to her and I sent it to my lawyer. My lawyer said, "Well, I don't see it nowhere." I sent it to her and she erased her comment, but you can look at my response on it and see that I said, "Well, handle your business." Why
Yeah.
am I saying handle your business? If she ain't talking to me, why am I saying handle your
Handle
business?
your business. Right.
That don't make no sense.
Right.
So I ain't
Who you think
initiate no fake documents, bro. I
who
ain't
you
got time
think
for that
behind
shit.
it? Do you got
Listen,
any?
Al Nuke, sorry, bitch ass. Zay told his manager, Zay Tiggy, Zaytown USA. That was them behind that shit.
Right.
Right? Because that's the kind of games he played. He played police ass games like that. Like when he called the police, when he called me and said, I'm sending you to jail. I'm getting you locked up. I'm sending you back to prison. I was on the phone with Mook, RJ Watkins Jr., and Helliver. I got 3 phones, Gully. He called his phone right here. He called his phone right here. This one
Right.
right here.
Right.
Well, I got Helliver and RJ Watkins and Mook on this phone on FaceTime. This nigga called his phone right here and said, I'm sending you back to prison. I'm getting you locked up. I'm gonna tell the police you got a gun on you. On my mama.
Crazy. This is crazy.
My kids could die right now. They on the phone hearing it. Damn.
This is wild.
Hold on. I'm finna give you. Hold on.
Y'all like the video, man. It's been 1,200 people in here several times during the course of this discussion. Y'all like the video. It looked like his stream is freezing up. His phone's probably dead again. I need y'all to like this video, man. It's over 1,200 people here. Get the likes up to like 600 or something like that. Likes is a form of currency. It pushes the video through the algorithm. If you enjoying this discussion, share this to your social media platforms. We gonna push this information. Everything that was discussed today. This
Hold
is
on, Gully.
this is the
Hey,
accurate
huh?
account. Go ahead.
Hey, Mook.
Who is this?
It's Dawgface, nigga.
Who is you talking to? Watch your mouth.
I'm sorry. Hey, Mook.
Who is you talking about to play? Don't ask me nothing. What?
I'm finna ask you this one more time. Hey,
No.
hey, Mook.
Who is playing rock? Who the fuck
That's
is playing
me.
DJ?
That's me. That's me.
We call him all these anonymous numbers.
That's my phone number, girl. Hey, listen. Hey, Mook. Were you on the phone with me when Al Nuke called me and told me that he gonna send me back to prison?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What you just said.
Can you explain to me what you heard?
That was it.
How did he say it, though? Give me details.
I'm at work.
I know, but tell me what he said.
I'm at work.
So, am I lying if I said that I was on the phone with you and Al Nuke called my other phone, hooping and hollering, saying he gonna send me back to penitentiary, get me locked up?
No, you ain't. That's the truth.
All right, thank you.
There y'all go.
That's Al Nuke, Zaytoven's manager.
Yeah. She said, I'm at work. This sounds like one of them prank calls.
Yeah, because she don't know that phone number. It's my other phone.
Oh, shit. Listen, right? I got another question before we get up off here.
Let's go,
You,
shoot.
you made a post on your Instagram the other day, and you said, I've received information that Big Meech has either filed a lawsuit or threatened 50 Cent with a lawsuit in regards to posting shit about him on his Instagram page. Can you enlighten us on that whole topic right there?
All that is gonna be, listen, within the next 48 hours, you're gonna get all you need, right? Listen, when this documentary drop, right? People are saying, well, you can't, she's not credible, she's mad, she's a woman scorned. What she is she's the proxy. She was his ambassador. She's the one who he believed in so much that he signed not only the rights to his story over to, but he signed a power of attorney, giving this woman full control of all things him. That's beyond signing over your life rights for your story. He gave her power of attorney. He didn't give his mama power of attorney. How you gonna give a bitch who a DEA agent power of attorney over you?
He might
So
be
what I'm
slow.
telling you, and everybody in Gully land, stay tuned. It ain't gonna be her word against his word. It's gonna be his voice.
His voice. It don't get no more realer than that. Dog, tell them where they can find you at on social media. I got to get up out of here. I
Listen,
appreciate your time.
Dawgface TV podcast. Go to my Instagram page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dawgface TV podcast 2, because 1 was reported by Al Nuke, so I ain't got that no more. So it's Dawgface TV 2, right? And subscribe to my Patreon. All my raw and uncut content is on Patreon. Dawgface TV podcast on Patreon. All my raw shit is on Patreon, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I love y'all at Gully Land. Salute.
Appreciate having you.
No doubt, brother.
Yeah. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, The Real Gully TV, if this your first time on this live stream. Hip hop, sports, and fashion, and I give y'all a little bit of spice every now and then. Instagram, I am Gully TV _. Shout out to Dawgface TV. Appreciate your time. Follow me on Twitter at Gully TV1 and go to my website and get knitted up. Hold on. My signature knittage. I mean, look all majestic when you put that thing on. And it ain't official if it ain't got the gold buckle on it. TheRealDribble.com. Go over there and get knitted up, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. That's all I have for now. Make sure y'all come fuck with me on Instagram at I am Gully TV _. Y'all have a great afternoon. I appreciate you all. Peace.